Welcome to Stitching with Cindy Bots. This is block 2 in the series of blocks that I'm making for my lap quilt. And first off, I want to say that the border is the same as the first block. This is a 4.5-inch cut piece that when the two seams will be sewn will give it a 4-inch border. This is a 4.5-inch square that you just lay on the corner, sew on the diagonal center line, trim, and it gives you the circle. Now, I made a mistake. All right, so I'm gonna, it's an easy fix, not a big deal. So when I was planning these blocks, I wanted my blocks to be 16. Obviously, my 1/4-inch foot is not giving me an exact 1/4 inch, but I can fix this. So instead of measuring my block, which I should have done, I just went ahead and cut this at 16 long. Now look at how crinkly that is. I eased in the fabric thinking it was the right size, and it is not. So easy enough fix. I'm just gonna use my seam ripper, take out this seam here, and sew it back down nice and flat, not easing in this extra fabric because it is too much. And I need to do that on all 4 sides because my block came out to be a little over 15 inches instead of the 16 that I was going for. So I have about an extra half an inch, no, about an inch in each side, and that's why it's giving you this crinkly look. Okay, so lesson to myself is to double check and put a piece of tape line down on my machine and double check that 1/4 inch foot, and to measure my block before I sew on my borders. All right, but I think it's good to share the mistakes people make because, you know, this is a fun time, but it's also, I don't want you to think that I know more than you, or you have to be perfect to enjoy quilting. You don't. The seam ripper is a good friend sometimes. So this is a fun block to make. It's with half square triangles, and I'm going to just kind of refer to my directions over here. Okay, I want to get a good screenshot of that so that you have those dimensions. If you can decipher my scribble, I jammed my middle finger, and you wouldn't think that would make a difference, but it's on the right hand, and so it does make a difference when I go to write. All right, let's start with this top row. All right, so my original thought was a 16-inch block, so divided by 4, these are all going to have to be 4 inches. So you're going to cut them with the seam allowance. So it is a 4.5-inch square block cut for each corner. So 4 of the background fabric cut at 4.5. Now I'm going to use a white in the middle. So this background fabric that I'm referring to is white with gray. Now to make these half square triangles, you're going to want to have some room, because when you sew that diagonal seams and cut on that, you're going to lose some width and length. So let's cut these at 5 inches. You're going to want to cut 4 of the color and 4 of the background to do a 1/2-inch triangle. Let's just do a quick review. Draw that line on the diagonal. So a 1/4 on this side, a 1/4 of an inch seam on this side, trim that on that middle line, fold it back. Using your square up tool, you're just going to put this line on that seam and trim it to the right size. All right, so you're going to do that for the half square triangles, and then you're just going to sew them into this configuration. This is a flying geese with a corner on each side. For the center, you're going to do the same thing, except this time these are 2.5 trimmed down. So we're going to start with these at 3 inches. All right, and then you're going to cut 4 of the black, 4 of the white to give you the 8 half square triangles. Again, trim those down from 3-inch squares to 2.5-inch half square triangles. You're going to cut 4 of the white into your 2.5-inch triangles, and then you're just going to piece it together. This is the flying geese again with the 2 white on the corner. This center is a 2.5-inch square, and this is a 1.5-inch by 2.5-inch on both the upper and lower. And then you're going to cut a strip 4.5 by 1.5 to complete this configuration. Then you just sew it up and you're good to go. I usually sew 2 of the side seams, then sew this set of 4 on it, then again sew a set of 2, and then sew on the set of 4. All right, happy stitching. I hope you enjoy this little mini series of floor blocks. I have the other 2 blocks already sewn up. Unfortunately, I did that same mistake on the other ones also. I fixed it on one. I got to fix it on these. All right, you have a great day. Happy stitching. Please like and subscribe, and off we go.